Okay, so we have a topic. Ephesians chapter 6, verses 5 through 9 gives us a topic that is awkward, to say the least. Listen to what it says. Slaves, obey your human masters with fear and trembling in the sincerity of your heart, as you would Christ. Don't work only while being watched as people pleasers, but as slaves of Christ. Doing God's will from your heart. Serve with a good attitude as to the Lord and not to people, knowing that whatever good each one does, slave or free, he will receive this back from the Lord. Masters, treat your slaves the same way without threatening them, because you know that both their masters and yours is in heaven, and there's no favoritism with him. It's a very complex topic, especially in this day and age. I am not pro-slavery. In fact, I think that it is a horrible thing that has happened on many people. There's injustice upon injustice that was perpetuated through slavery. Still, there's a topic and a thought in here that says, regardless of your circumstances, do whatever situation you're in well. So it may be that you're in a difficult situation. It may be that you're in a trying place. I want to encourage you, whatever that is, do it well. In no way would I endorse slavery or push that. But what I am saying is, regardless of the circumstance you're in, maybe you've got a boss who's overlording. Maybe you've got somebody who tends to be a bully. Maybe in your life you come against injustice. This teaches us how we're to respond with this attitude. I want you to see what it says there in verse 8. Knowing that whatever good each one does, slave or free, he will receive this back from the Lord. You want to talk about an investment? This is laying out this idea that's really a pretty cool truth. That you can't outgive God. You can't outdo it. Whatever you do, you're going to receive it back from him. Then that final verse, and masters, treat your slaves the same way without threatening them, because you know that both their master and yours is in heaven. And there's no favoritism with him. What that's saying is that if you are in a situation where you are in authority over somebody, make sure that you treat them well. Because ultimately their Lord and your Lord are the same Lord. And he doesn't care if you are the boss or the slave in that level. What he cares about is obedience and how you respond. Ultimately, it's a huge ask. It's a difficult task as we look at it. And so I want you to see what it says in Luke 17, verses 7 through 10. Which one of you, having a servant tending sheep or plowing, will say to him when he comes in from the field, "Come at once and sit down to eat"? Instead, will he not tell him, "Prepare something for me to eat. Get ready and serve me while I eat and drink. Later, you can eat and drink"? Does he thank the servant because he did what was commanded? In the same way, when you have done all that you were commanded, you should say, "We are unworthy servants. We've only done our duty." It's amazing to me in the way that we react to God and the way that we respond to him. Sometimes we act that because we have done something, he owes us some great debt. All that indicates to me is that we have forgotten how wonderful he is. And this parable that he lays out paints us as the servant. And it's interesting because it says, hey, when he comes in from the field, would you say, "Hey, kick your feet up"? Or would you say, "Okay, now fix dinner"? And what he says here is he says, "Go fix dinner." And then he says that slave shouldn't gripe about it, but should instead say, "Wow, what a pleasure it is to serve you." Now you could look at that and you could be offended and you could be put off by those thoughts. But here's what I want you to remember. God knows God. He already knows who He is. He already knows how wonderful He is. He already knows how abundant His grace is and how prevalent His mercy is in every aspect of His life. And He already knows that regardless of what we do, our natural response should be, I'm happy that I've had the opportunity to serve. That our natural response should be, I'm so blessed that I got to interact with the God of all creation.